we are going to be hosting a 90-day artificial intelligence breakthrough challenge. And we're really excited to invite you guys to be a part of this. The 90-day challenge, the massive action challenge that we hosted back in April of 2024 was a great success. And I love going through challenges. And we thought, well, it's brand new year. Why not go through an artificial intelligence breakthrough challenge? So I want to give you a bit of an introduction to this challenge. And for those that want to participate, highly recommend that you did. The intention here is to start 2025 fast. I always talk about start the year fast, end the year strong. The best way to start any year is through a challenge. So it's going to be a part of our platform. It's going to be a part of our community right here, which we're really, really excited for. So a bit of an introduction for you guys here. So why artificial intelligence, right? Why have we themed this artificial intelligence? If you guys know this already, artificial intelligence is the future. It is absolutely going to disrupt everything as we know it going forward. And I always shared this. This is a couple of times I've shared this now. It is a great comment that we got. In the past, companies didn't take the internet seriously and were left behind. Today, many don't even remember the names that once big companies. Now the same thing is happening with AI. Those who ignore it being replaced by others that embrace it. Change is essential to stay irrelevant. We can't afford to be like Nokia, which was once at the top of the market, and the swift in technology, they didn't keep up with it and got left behind. Even the best companies can easily be replaced. So what does this actually look like? This isn't a overnight businesses are turned off, right? When the internet first came, it didn't mean every business, if they didn't open their own store on day one, they were out of business. This is a transformational period of time. It's like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. Does that make sense? So this transformation is already happening. It already has begun. The paper cuts, for those that aren't introducing AI, the paper cuts are already there. They may not have noticed it yet. What that's going to look like is there's going to be businesses like us and like you that are essentially getting things done quicker, faster, cheaper, better, more optimized than ever before. And you'll be able to do and achieve things that your competitors won't be able to achieve. And that's how it essentially works. What essentially happens is costs rise for other people. You guys start introducing AI, you keeps your costs low, keep optimized, and essentially they will either have to adjust or go out of business. That's why Martin always talks about it's not how hard you row, but the boat that you're in. AI is that boat. So what we're doing, a part of here, and like I've always said, this is, in Avengers, it was like a snap. But once this is done, there's going to be so many changes in the way people do business. So we have to do AI. Again, this is kind of a recap. It's the only solution that we have. Ultimately, AI from a scaling, automation, systems, productivity, because it improves productivity. It improves economies of scale. You've just mentioned just then, Martin, about Google Calendar, which is the first introduction. Great. We use Google Calendar, but one thing that is on my list is actually to introduce. I think it's called Notion. Have you heard of Notion before? So a part of this challenge, we're going to be going through a number of different AI related tools and recommendations. And I'm going to be going through this challenge as well, right? So I want to be introducing AI even more across my operations. But there's a calendar called Notion. I believe it's called Notion. Um, Google Calendar is free, Notion isn't. So this is where one of the difficulties is. Obviously, it is a cost, but it's an AI calendar, which essentially means there'll be a dynamic response to how to use your calendar. So, for example, if I haven't looked at it fully yet because it's a part of my challenge, but I believe the way it's going to work is you've got to-do lists and you've got things that you want to do. You set what time you think it's going to take. And then let's say it sees any empty spots in your calendar, it will automatically plan things for you with the most optimized approach. Does that make sense? And how powerful is that going to be? Very powerful. So AI is the future. It's the only way. So here's what we've already said. This we can't work on these foundations anymore. We do have to work on bigger foundations. You know, if you want to build a bigger building, you need a better foundation, and that's what we're doing with AI. So, because the intention is ultimately to get this flywheel effect, right? Ultimately, with AI, the time delay, everything gets quicker. The sacrifice it takes, it kind of the effort lowers. Like I've just said there with the calendar, if you've got an AI calendar, it doesn't need effort and sacrifice. It needs setting up and it does things for you. Then you're going to be more productive. And that's the reason why we've done this as a theme. So those two you can go through with Martin, everything that we're working on through. But let me just give you an introduction to this 90-day challenge here. So it gives you some time to think it through. So let me get these all up. The official start date, what we've decided, is going to be Sunday, the 12th of January. It essentially gives us the next couple of weeks for us to think and plan and do what we want to do. Ultimately, I do invite you all to come onto it. It's going to be really, really powerful for us all. Therefore, the official end date is going to be then the 12th of April. This is fantastic because one, it's Q1, right? Q1 is always a lower, it's the time for planting massive seeds. So Q1 is a great time for essentially a challenge. I would recommend not to go too complicated with this. 1 to 5 goals, 3 is optimum, and put artificial intelligence as a theme, right? So I'm going to be planning my goals. I'm probably going to have 3 goals. Some goals may not have AI related to it, but the majority of things, especially in business, I'm probably going to have like a health and fitness goal in this as well. So I'm going to be looking at what AI related tools and apps and things there are for that as well. But as an introduction, and I'm going to have more things coming over this next kind of week as we lead up to this. But I think it's going to be a fantastic way to start a brand new year. Number one, going on a 90-day challenge it's a great time. It's not too long, so it feels we feel urgency. 90 days you can get a lot of progress done in 90 days, but it's also not too short that you can actually make progress. Number two, going in a community and doing this together, I think is really powerful. Support, encouragement, accountability. I'd also recommend, and I'm going to have a bit more coming out very soon, I'd also recommend you guys, when you come up with your goals, then declare your goals. Declare it with us. We're in a very supportive group here, right? We've got we've got great people, supportive for those that you're going to be supported in what you ultimately want to do, and ultimately don't go too complicated. If you try to do too much, you won't get things done. Is this making sense, guys?
Yep. Is this just part of the mentorship scheme, or is it open to the whole group?
This is going to be a part of our platform here. Right. So this is the private platform. This is our private community. This is not going to be open to anybody else apart from those that are a part of this community. So for those that are in the eCommerce AI platform, where you get access to, you've got your ClickBuy account, you've got your Systemize account. We're going through this personalized mentorship. We're going to do this just with us. This is not going to go. We're not going to be, because we're going to be having our weekly calls. We're going to be going through our goals. We're going to want to, the intention is for us to have great goals by, the start, but the intention is to achieve those goals within those 90 days. So every week we're going to be having calls. How are we doing? What progress are we making? And as we go through this together, supporting one another, essentially the goal is by April, let's get those 3 to 5 goals achieved.
And I suppose they can change within the 3 months as well, couldn't they? They can be modified slightly
Of course,
if you've reached your goal by month 2.
You're 100%. I mean, if you've reached your goal by month 2, then you're maybe not thinking big enough.
That's true.
There's a bit of a framework, and again, I'm gonna have another video in preparation of this. I just wanted to give an introduction to this today, so that we've got the next sort of 2 weeks to kind of go through this, like 13 days or so. There's 3 types of goals. Have you heard me talk about 3 types of goals before?
Don't think so.
We'll leave it on this, and it's something for everybody here to think about. There's 3 types of goals in my opinion. There's A-type goals, B-type goals, and C-type goals. What are they, you're thinking? A-type goals are, I know I can do this. So if you said, let me do a kind of a running analogy, right? An A-type goal is, I know I can do this. Let's say it's run 5 kilometers. Right? I know I can run 5 kilometers. Right? A-type goals are important because they're confidence builders. You need to feel the progress that you're making, and by having goals that you can tick off and say, I know I can do this, it's on my goals, I've just ran my 5K, tick, done. I feel good about myself. I've just ran that goal, I know I can do it. A B-type goal is, I think I can do this. Okay, I think I can do this. So for me, it would be, I would probably put a marathon. I've never ran a marathon before. I've run a half marathon. It was very difficult, half marathon, to do a full marathon with the training, with the preparations. I think I can do this. A B-type goal. You need those because the A-type goals gives you that confidence to work towards that B-type goal, whether you think you can do this. A C-type goal is, I really don't know. This is a stretch. I really don't know. So in a running analogy, it would be an ultra marathon, let's call it, right? I really don't know whether I'd be able to do an ultra marathon. Or I think it's called maybe an Ironman or something a little bit more, even more extreme. I really don't know. So again, I'm going to have a bit more of a preparation for this challenge. But going back to what you've just said there, Mike, I think the answer to that is, with those 3 types of goals, whatever goals that you come up with, just put them through that filter. Do you know you can do this? Do you think you can do this? I really don't know. And I would encourage everybody to have 3 goals that you really don't know, because that's going to stretch you then. Yes, I would maybe have maybe you do 2, I think I can do this, and 1, I really don't know, to build a bit of confidence. But really, the intention is asking yourself the question, a goal that you had for 2025, why does it have to be by December 2025? Why can't it be by April 2025? And that's what Martin always talks about, right? How can this be done, like immediately? Like, How can you compress a decade into a year? How can you put a year into 12 weeks? There's a book called 12-Week Year. This is just a 90-day challenge.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Amazing, you guys. Fantastic. So that's given you a few things to think about over this period. I really appreciate you guys being with me this morning. We've covered a lot. There's been lots of things that we've discussed. I hope you have a fantastic new year. What plans have you got? Are you doing anything?
No. Yeah. No, not for me.
No,
No.
we're just going to be at home, watch
Yeah.
the new year in with the children, with the family. We always like to. It's actually Kylie's dad's birthday on New Year's Eve, so we always celebrate him.
Oh, nice.
Fortunately,
Nice.
he was he passed away in 2013. So every year it's just a nice occasion. Families come together, have a meal, have a drink, celebrate his life into a brand new year.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Super.
Good.
Amazing,
Okay,
you guys. We'll have recordings of this coming out very, very soon. If you've got any questions whatsoever, get in contact with us. Have a fantastic new year. I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon on the other side.
Cheers, Kev. Thanks.
See you later.
Cheers, Martin. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers,
Bye.
mate. Bye.
Bye.